And I, we are here today with you guys because, of course, we are continuing our podcast. So, as we know, we talk about the book Super Communicator. So, it's a great book. And last week, we talked about the conversation who we are. So, who we are, speak loudly, because we have social identity. And we are part of many identity. Let's say, okay, me. I let's say I was a teacher. Okay, I am in my city is Saint Jerome. Okay, I'm part of a community where I live. We have like a Facebook group. Okay, I am a business owner. Okay, I play golf. So we have many identity. Okay, and we are belonging to different uh, identity. So when we talk with other people, so sometimes how we see the world, we can create walls in our conversation because who we are. So we are going to make some connection or not. So let's say I am in Montreal and I meet someone from Toronto. Okay, so I am from Quebec. He is from Ontario. So sometimes we're not mingling together. But let's say we are in France. I am from Montreal, you are from Toronto. Oh, we are from the same country. So now we have a connection. So it's strange, huh? Sometimes our identity are going to make us mingle or not. So we told you about the story of that. Oh, sorry, my baby needs me. We talk about the story of that doctor, Dr. Rosenblum. He is a pediatrician, and he was trying to convince people who are strong conviction, okay, that vaccine is very dangerous. Okay, so they are anti-vaccine people. Okay, and of course they are trying to show them, okay, you have to make sure that your kids are going to have the vaccine because studies told them this, and mortality rate it's going to increase. But you know what, you cannot convince someone because this is our identity. They identify themselves as anti-vax, and they are um, um, surrounding themselves with people who have the same belief. Okay, so because the problem it's not the fact, it's the identity. So those parents see themselves as the skeptical. Okay, and those who are going to resist the system. But the doctor, is seen as an expert, the one who is part of the system. So it's very difficult to convince people who have strong belief like that. Okay, so today we're gonna learn how the story is going to end. But first of all, we are going to talk about soccer. So we talk a lot about soccer in the media in the last month. But today, our new story. So we are going to talk about soccer and Iraq. So
Yes, so I'm gonna start sharing that story. So it takes place in Karakosh, Iraq. So it's a Christian town actually that was attacked in during like the years between like 2010 and like 2016 by the Islamic State. Okay, so hundred of Christians were killed, ten of thousand of people were forced like to flee the city, like even flee the country. And actually, when they returned in 2016, they kind of felt betrayed, okay, because all of that happened because of the Islamic State, but also because of their Muslim neighbors. So, like some of the Christian, like share with the journalists, they say like when I cross the path, okay, and I look at those people that were my neighbor, okay, they know what they did and they know that they were guilty at that moment, okay, they feel that guilt. So before the war, okay, in that city, there were soccer team. And what's interesting is that in that city, everything was kind of separate. Okay, Christian and Muslim never played together. Okay, so it's not just on the field that they never mixed, but also there were like Christian restaurant, Muslim restaurant, Christian grocery store, Muslim grocery store. So everything was like separate. But in 2018, some flyers started to appear, okay, in the city announcing a new soccer league. Okay, it's free, okay, and open to all the team that already exist. Okay, and each player will receive actually a jersey, a T-shirt with their name on it.
Yes, and they're going to have a trophy for the winner. Okay, so so a lot of people they go to that meeting and they were explaining that, okay, you know what, there's a detail in that tournament. Okay, so usually the team it's 9 player, but now we need that tournament is going to be, you have to have 12 players on the team, okay, instead of 9, and half of the team and to accept player. So we are going to you need to have 3 player, and those 3 player has to be from Muslim um,
Religion.
society,
Religion.
yeah, religion. Okay, so and we are going to choose the Muslim, and we are going to decide in which team they are going to take. So a lot of people they say no, 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 so we don't want to play. That league was organized by a researcher, okay, from the United States. So he is at the Stanford University. So her name is Salma Musa, and she wants to test a theory. So if you bring people with opposing social identity together under the right condition, you can we overcome overcome those um, social identity. Okay, so can we mix people from the Muslim and um, the Christian, and can we mingle them together and create something? Okay, so a lot of people they attend the meeting and they say no, 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 we're not going to play that. So a lot of team they decide to they refuse to play in that tournament, and but some people say okay, we're gonna do it. And when they receive the jersey with their name and they look very professional, so it attracts more people and more teams. So I think they had 42 team who signed up for that tournament.
Yes. So at first, when they started like to practice, it was a little bit tense. Okay, some of the Christian player were actually refusing like to acknowledge the Muslim teammate. They even like sat far apart, again, far away as much as they can on the bench. But the researcher Salma Musa had a rule. Okay, every player had to have equal playing time on the field. So even if they didn't mix on the bench, they were forced to cooperate on the field. And then what has happened is something very interesting, okay? That some of the team started to speak Syriac. So Syriac was the Christian language that Muslim did not understand, okay? So they understand Arabic, okay? So some of them switched to Arabic to start communicating better between each of them because they both understand that language. And because those teams that naturally started to speak the Arabic language, they started to win. So they influence other teams, and other teams start to switch their language just to be sure that on the field everybody was able to communicate together. Then what happened over like a certain period of time, the Christian player complained that their Muslim teammate were always late. Okay, but the Muslim explained they came from the other side of the town with slow buses and checkpoints. So what happened at that moment? Because they wanted to play and they want everybody to be included, the Christian collected money so they can pay for taxis, so they were able like to be there on time.
At the end, Christian and Muslim sat together on the bench. They celebrate goals together. One team choose a Muslim captain, and teams without Muslims start to complain about being disadvantaged. So at the end, the researcher she conducts surveys, and players from mixed team were much more open to play with Muslim the following season, and they were agreed to vote for a Muslim player for a fair play award. And 49% of the people they say, you know what, we can train with Muslim 6 months later. But what is incredible, it one day she saw um, at a bar, so Christian and Muslim player together in a bar, and they were watching a soccer game, okay, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. So uh, she said it's not just the sport, the researcher said. She said we have three decisions that made the difference.
Yes. So we want to look at what were those decisions made that influence, okay, the way that both of like Christian and Muslim interact. So first decision that they made is they say they give everyone multiple roles. So what does this they mean? Okay, a Muslim wasn't just like a player, a Muslim player. Okay, he was also a goalkeeper. Okay, he can lead the warm up, okay, at the half time. Okay, a Christian player can be a captain. He was the one that giving inspiring speech. So what happened is by just being sure that they had a role on the field, they had multiple identities. So the identities become more important than the religion that they were part. So they were able to lead and link together to victory. Okay, so they kind of drown out of their identity. They were still have it, but it was just like the main, let's say, like the main element in the front. It was the role that they had to play inside the team so they can get to victory.
Yes. Okay. Decision number two, they put everyone on equal foot. So usually in Iraqi society, so Christian were historically more richer and better educated than the Muslim. But on the field, with equal playing time and everyone in the same team, so everyone was the same. So all rivalries and hierarchy were set aside, at least during the match.
And decision number three, okay, they build new group based on existing identities. Okay, so it wasn't like, okay, you need to forget who you are, but it was, okay, you're already teammate, we're just going to make this identity more important. So like it's all about saying, okay, you, yes, you have your religion, but not you're part of a team, you have a role in that team, but what is our purpose? Our purpose is to win, our purpose is to have fun, our purpose is to practice together. So that identity become more, okay, important than the first one that was only according to their religion. So the researcher Salma Musa says, like, I wasn't asking them to redefine themselves, I was just making an identity they already had, which is like being a teammate, being more salient, so being more important than the original identity that they have at the beginning.
Yeah. So the author said, okay, you know what? If we want to have a who we are conversation, so there's three major points that we have to respect. Okay. So number one, um, it's bring out the multiple identity of our conversation partner. So as we talk to someone, so let's say we talk about the anti-vax people, okay, so they are not just anti-vax, they are parents, okay, they are grandparent, they are volunteering in some organization, they are let's say they do they are enthusiasts, so they have multiple identity, and acknowledging those identity, okay, so it's going to help to diffuse stereotype in our heads, because it's not just anti-vax, so she have multiple identity.
Yes, remember, like the world is not just like black and white. There is like complexity in it. There is like a variation in it, and this is what we want to acknowledge. Point number two: ensure everyone is on equal footing. Okay, so don't give unsolicited advice. Okay, don't try to make flaunt connection. Okay, remember what we've talked in the past conversation about how do you feel. Okay, you should not bring the conversation only about you. Okay, and like say, oh, me too, I have like when somebody's sharing about cancer, me too, I have like I have like some disease, but like it's not about you. So you should look for topics where everyone has an experience, or where everyone is a novice, so you are on the same footing. So here, what is important, it's also not just about the subject, but about like let's say like personality. So some personality are quieter than other, and some personality are more talkative. So to be sure that everyone is on the same footing, ask, okay, those like the quieter one to speak, and ask the talkative people like to listen, so just everyone is on the same level.
Yes, and point number three, look for social similarity that already exists. So we do it naturally when we meet someone new. So let's say I'm going to say I am from that city. Oh yeah, me too. I'm living in that city. Okay, and we're gonna make some connection. Okay, let's say you say, okay, I am a Canadian fan, so I love hockey. I love Canadian, and he's going to say, oh yeah, me too. And it's not just there. So we're gonna create memories. Remember, I remember when I was at the opening game and we were eating hot dog. Oh yeah, I love the hot dog there. So you're gonna create a connection, but creating, let's say, souvenir. So you're going to remind things that you and him um, probably feel, okay, when you go, let's say, to a game. So the energy, the song that we sing, and I saw that that player scored that 50th goal. So I remember me, I saw Stéphane Richer having his 50th goal. So we celebrate. And yeah, I remember that player. So we are going to create memories of going to that game, and it's going to make a better connection with people.
Yes, good. So now, how do we use, okay, this those element into our MLM? Okay, so first of all, what is really important, as we just said, we should not reduce people to a single identity. So a consultant that is late isn't just somebody that is irresponsible. Okay, so remember, they have multiple identities. So yes, sometimes they're late. Okay, don't fall into the les extrêmes, the extreme. Okay, oh, he's always like that. Okay, there is nuance. Okay, so they can be a single mother, they can be a student, they can be someone like caring like for a sick parents, they can be like in a league of sport, or improvisation league. So they have multiple identity. Okay, so if you have like a consultant who isn't like right now meeting their goal, instead of seeing them as irresponsible or someone that isn't making effort, they don't take it seriously, you can ask them, okay, what is the most important thing right now for you? What gives you energy? And what you might discover is that right now maybe it's not like their business. Maybe it's like a place where they volunteer in an association, okay? And you will find something or skills or a role that you didn't think of. So then you can offer her like a role that will value, okay, her identity. So then you can understand, okay, she loves like to give, she loves to volunteer. So maybe like into our team, instead of just focusing on like what is your goal, what you have to meet, maybe you can integrate them in another part of the business so she can feel useful in it. So understand the complexity of the role based on really who they are. So see them as like the big picture and not just the element that right now you're focusing on.
Yes, make sure to put everyone on equal foot. So let's say in a team meeting, so make sure that we have experienced people that is going to talk, but let the other one express themselves too. Okay, so we have to everyone has something to say. Okay, so and we don't give unsolicited advice. We ask, okay, what would you like us to explore together? So that way everyone can express themselves. We are all on the equal footing.
Yes. And look for similarities. So when you are part of a group, okay, that share the same interests, which is like for us, we are all part of the same Tupperware team, okay? And inside the organization, there's other team, there's smaller group, okay? But what will really help us have and other similarities is we want to help people have more money. We want to help families eat more healthy. We don't want to disappoint our client. So those are other identity that can be stronger than just being part of the group because there is kind of a purpose, there is a mission behind it. So if you can find that shared identity, this will be stronger than all of the other differences, which is, oh, I'm not succeeding the same as the other person. But because you share that same purpose, that same mission, this will be a stronger vision and a stronger orientation on which you can build.
Yes. So now we're gonna return to that story of the doctor. Okay. So he meet the anti-vax people, and they don't want to receive the vaccine. And he said, "Okay, we have to make more connection with people." So he start to talk about, let's say, he asked, "Where are you from?" And they answer, "Oh, I'm living in that neighborhood." "Oh, me too." So he start to share, and there's a better communication. But in his mind, he said, "My God, we are now in COVID time, and we have 1 million people dead, okay, around the world. The government say that we need the immunity, okay. So when we are going to receive the vaccine, we need like 85% of Americans need to have the vaccine. Otherwise, it's not going to work, okay. And we face a lot of skepticism. Okay, so he knew that it's impossible with traditional method to arrive to say. So he said, okay, many experts say if we educate people, if they see the data, they will change their mind. But anyone who works with those kind of patients know that doesn't work. No, they already have their own data, so they have their own comprehension, and you know it's not we cannot convince them because they this is their identity. So the doctor joined a group called Boost Oregon. So they use a method called motivational interviewing. So instead of convincing people, the goal is to help the person to express their own reason for changing. We don't force, we listen. So there's a doctor called Rima Shami. She received an elderly patient. So he doesn't want the vaccine. Okay, he said, "Okay, God will take care of me. I wash my hand. I wear my mask. So I am I am protect." Okay. So Jean Philippe, what happened?
Yes. So instead of, let's say, for a doctor falling in the trap of like trying to convince or like share data and say like it doesn't work this way, okay? The doctor doesn't contradict him. She said, "Oh, it's wonderful that your faith like give you so much strength. You have a very close relationship with God." She just lean in, okay, in the subject that the patient like add, and then she add, okay, "I imagine your grandchildren health is very important for you." And then like he said, "Yes." Okay. And then she then slip and says like, I don't often talk about religion with my with my patient, okay, patient, with my patient, but I'm grateful that God gave us these brain, these laboratories, and the ability to make vaccine. Maybe he gave us vaccine to protect us. So what she did here is that she just leaned in the same subject as him, being on like same footing, okay, sharing about like, yes, me too. I have faith, but I have faith that he gives us the ability to create those vaccines to protect us. And then she leave the room, and 30 minutes later, the patient was still in the room. The nurse asked, "Why is he still here?" Okay, and he replied, he wants the vaccine. So it's this has happened. Instead of trying to convince him, it happens more naturally by leaning into the conversation with him. So Rosenblum, our doctor from the original story, like he shared another one. He was with a family with two children. They were unvaccinated. And instead of talking, okay, to them about the vaccine and share the data as he used to do, he asked them questions about their life, where they live, what they do during the weekend, what they were worrying about. Okay. And at the end, the parent, okay, says that they want to start a vaccination schedule for their children. And Rosenblum said it works because they felt heard. It helps because you find a way to connect. And if you want people to hear what you are saying, you got to be on the same level as they are. And this bring them to like getting vaccine by the end.
Yes. So, Jean Philippe, so we are at the conclusion of that chapter and we talk about the who are we conversation. Okay. So, what are the takeaways? So, what are the lesson? So, number one, so we all have multiple identity. Okay. So, we never reduce someone to just one. You are not just a doctor. Okay. You are a friend. You are a father. You are a partner, you love golf. Okay, multiple identity. Number two, roles change identity, like in soccer when we give role to everyone. Okay, so we are going to value other aspect of the person. Okay, so we are not reduced to one role. Number three, equality is essential on the field. Everyone was in the same, so in a conversation, put everyone on equal footing like the doctor did. He is not just a doctor. He decide to, okay, I'm gonna remove my 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 vest, my white coat, and I'm going to be on the same equal foot.
Yes. Lesson number 4, build on existing identities. So don't ask people to forget who they are. Try to find a new common identity that you already share together. Okay. So mission, vision can be part of it. And number 5, remember, okay, facts aren't enough. Okay. Motivational interviewing doesn't convince. It's about listening. People wants to be listened. Okay, we often say, okay, I don't know who said it, okay, but people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So it's all about listening to people instead of trying to convince them. So this week into your conversation, okay, ask yourself, okay, am I seeing this person as one dimensional? Okay, am I creating an equal space? Okay, or am I dominating? Okay, and can I find a shared identity? And I think that this last question is something very important, especially when we try to recruit. Okay. So when we try to recruit into our business, it's about finding what is their purpose in life, and that purpose is about like the identity most of the times that you will share. So in the meantime, okay, find what brings like like all of your people together. It can be at work, it could be with your friends, it could be with some community. So try to find what brings you together and not what divides you. Okay, so try to find what is the common ground. So on that, thank you so much, guy, for being with us, and we will see you tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone.